Hello everybody and welcome back to another video on Cobblers Vlogs. And after weeks of heartbreak, the heartbreak of the final day of the season and the disappointment of being knocked out of the playoffs last night, the Cobblers season is over, and that means just one thing: it's time to see where all of our players are going to be coming or whether they're going to be going in the summer. So today we're going to be looking at what I would do if I was John Brady and making my retain list for the Northampton Town squad of 2021 and 2022. So what are we waiting for? Let's get into it. Okay, so we're going to have a look through 5 different categories that make up my retain list. We've got the players that are under contract we can't do anything about, they'll be staying. We've got the players that are out of contract that we're going to offer a new deal. And then we've got the players that are out of contract that we're not going to offer a new deal. The next one is the players that are under contract that I would be quite happy to put on the transfer list. And then the final category, again, another one we can't do anything about, is the players that have come to the end of their loan spells that won't be coming back. In fact, we'll do that one first because there's no discussion around that. Tyler McGlaw, he'll be gone. Wouldn't be surprised if we re-signed him, but at probably a higher level. He's obviously injured at the moment, so his focus will be recovering from his injury. Bez Labala, don't particularly want to see him back. Saw 1 or 2 flashes of his quality, but nothing that would make me think that we couldn't get somebody better in the summer than him. Chan Kazimba, utterly useless, along with Idris Kanu as well. Didn't do anything in the time they were here. Both unlucky with injuries. Idris Kanu was, embarrassing really in the first leg against Mansfield. He was absolutely awful. And yeah, Chan Kazimba isn't much better. So both of them, not bothered about either of them staying. The most disappointed one, that I'm most disappointed about is Josh Eppiah. He's obviously going to be going back to Leicester. Wouldn't be surprised to see him out on loan in League One next season, making that step up. Fantastic player, not afraid to run at people, not afraid to get a cross in or shoot when he gets the opportunity. Really, really good, Josh Eppiah. Again, was unlucky with a couple of injuries as well while he was at the Cobblers. But sad to see him go. Can't do anything about that. He's going to be back at Leicester next season and probably on loan in League One somewhere. So yeah, those are the loan players that are going. McGlaw and Eppiah, I would probably try and re-sign if we could, but I don't think it will happen. Labala, Zimba and Kanu can stay at their parent clubs. Okay, so the other category that we can't really do a lot about is the players that are under contract next season. So definitely, well, at the moment, staying at the Cobblers next season. They could obviously be signed by another club. But Aaron McGowan is under contract. John Guthrie is under contract. Ryan Nolan, who's a centre-back the Cobblers signed in January. Young centre-back, I think he's got a lot of potential. He's under contract. Ali Koike is. Jack Sowerby is. Mitch Pinnock is, Sam Hoskins is, and so is Louis Appere. And I think it's probably the bottom 4 names that I mentioned that I'm worried about. Jack Sowerby, maybe not so much. I think he'll probably stay for next season. Mitch Pinnock is surely going to get snapped up by a League One club. You would have thought they'll, if you're not paying money for Mitch Pinnock, then, there's probably something wrong with you. So, yeah, somebody's probably going to pay money for Mitch Pinnock in the summer that the Cobblers can't refuse. Sam Hoskins is never going to leave the Cobblers, is he ever? He's going to stay here till he retires. So, probably not too worried about him being snapped up. Louis Appere could probably easily be picked up by another League 2 club at the top or probably a League 1 club that's looking at mid-table. Probably hasn't quite proven himself at this level yet, Louis Appere. So, wouldn't be surprised to see him here next season. McGowan, I think, will probably stay. That's probably a 50-50. Guthrie could probably go as well. Nolan, I think, will still be here next season. Koike will probably still be here, and Sowerby. They're probably the 3 that I'm confident, but the others could probably all go. McGowan definitely could go. Guthrie could probably go. Pinnock and Hoskins and Appere could possibly go. More Pinnock than anybody else that I'm worried about. So, yeah, a good kind of core to build from next season. Obviously, that's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 players. So we haven't got a starting 11 yet, and there's no goalkeeper in there either. So definitely some signings needed in the summer, especially if some of those leave. Okay, so the players that are out of contract are Johnny Maxted, Liam Roberts, Fraser Horsfall, Joseph Mills, Sean McWilliams, Michael Harriman, Sid Nelson, Scott Pollock, Danny Rose and Benny Ashley Seal, all out of contract at the end of the season. Those players that I would offer a new deal are Johnny Maxted. I think he's a fantastic number 2, and Liam Roberts as well. Would offer them both a new deal. Both been fantastic this season. Well, obviously Liam Roberts has been fantastic this season. Johnny Maxted has been a good backup and is a strong backup as well that you'd feel confident in. Felt confident in Maxted when he played at Mansfield. Probably could have saved the first goal, but let's forget about that now. So yeah, Maxted and Roberts, fantastic goalkeeper pairing, and I would love to see them stay. as much as I would like to see Roberts stay, I don't think he probably will. He's much better than this level. Somehow didn't make the League Two team of the season. Kept 21 clean sheets, was it? Something like that. 21, 22 clean sheets. So yeah, Liam Roberts has been fantastic all year. So wouldn't be surprised to see another club pick him up. Fraser Horsfall is another one as well. I would definitely offer him a new deal. But I think he's going to go elsewhere. He's too good for this level. I think if we'd have gone up this season, Fraser Horsfall stays and potentially Liam Roberts does as well. But I don't think the fact that we're still in League Two next season is going to help our case in keeping Fraser Horsfall. He'll get offered more money elsewhere by bigger clubs as well, so I think he'll be off. Joseph Mills, this was probably the most difficult one to pick between whether I would offer him a new deal or release him. I went with offering him a new deal in the end, just because I think he's a solid backup option. If Koike for some reason did go, I'd be happy to see Mills come in, and probably if McGowan went, I probably wouldn't want to see Mills playing right back. That's not his natural position. We saw that in the playoffs. Mansfield kind of targeted him a little bit. So I would like to see Mills stay as probably a decent backup option, and Koike as the first choice. Sean McWilliams has to stay. Wouldn't be surprised if we offered him a new deal and then somebody else took him and paid money for him, or if he just signed a pre-contract with somebody else, because he's far too good for this level. He's been playing for the Cobblers in the first team for 5 or 6 years now, probably something like that. So would not be surprised whatsoever to see Sean McWilliams go in the summer, but I would certainly offer him a new contract. They're the players that I would offer a new deal. So Maxted, Roberts, Horsfall, Mills and McWilliams would definitely offer all of them new deals, which is essentially pretty much our starting 11 that are staying. In terms of who I release, Michael Harriman, he's been on the bench pretty much all season, has probably only made maybe 5 appearances at most. Solid right back at this level, probably not a solid right back, solid enough for a team that want to be going for a promotion. Probably more of an old school right back in terms of he is a defender. He probably hasn't really got the pace to do that attacking side of the game, hasn't really got the crossing ability that right backs kind of need to have these days. So Michael Harriman will do a solid job at somewhere like, I don't know, a mid-table League Two team like Harrogate, somewhere like that. But probably not what we need when we're going for promotion. Sid Nelson, he's been pretty much injured all season, so I haven't really seen anything of him really. Can't really tell you much about him because I can't remember how good he is from when he played at the start of the season, but he's been injured all season. Wouldn't be surprised if he wasn't part of John Brady's plans next season. The next one could be a pretty contentious one. Now, this is just if I was John Brady, what I would do. Scott Pollock, going to be releasing him, I'm afraid. Certainly has been very unlucky with injuries, can definitely do it at League Two level, can definitely sustain a place in the team as well. But I don't think John Brady's going to want to keep him. He's made that quite clear that he's not a massive fan of him, said he's not strong enough for the league, has sent him out on loan, played him in a game at home recently. I can't remember, was it the Bradford game at home, maybe, something like that. But I don't think John Brady's going to want to keep him, and that's why I'm releasing him. Personally, I probably would offer him a new deal, but I don't think John Brady likes him and is going to play him. So Scott Pollock, I'm afraid, no new deal for you. Danny Rose and Benny Ashley-Seal, I don't think I really need to explain why I wouldn't offer them a new deal. Not good enough this season. Benny Ashley-Seal hasn't really got in the team, and when he has, to be fair, he's made 2 appearances and scored twice, hasn't he, or something like that. I think he's made a couple more appearances than 2, but obviously got 2 pretty important goals in the context of the season. Scored on the first day and scored again against Colchester, didn't he? But Danny Rose hasn't been good enough at all this season. Just comes on to kind of fall over really, and that's about it. Benny Ashley-Seal again never has really looked good enough, was pretty rubbish in League One and wasn't great in League Two either, and that's the same for Danny Rose. So in terms of releasing, I'm going to release Michael Harriman, Sid Nelson, Scott Pollock, Danny Rose and Benny Ashley-Seal. In terms of players that are under contract that I'm going to put on the transfer list, these are the last 2, Paul Lewis and Nicky Kabamba. Kabamba obviously has been out on loan this season, seems to have scored quite a few goals to be fair, but I don't think he's quite ready for League Two level yet. So for that reason, I would place him on the transfer list and be happy to sell him. Paul Lewis, once he came out of the team, he obviously got that red card against Mansfield in the league, and once he came out of the team, the Cobblers were much better without him, so I'd be quite happy to see Paul Lewis go on the transfer list and not come back. So that is it. That's my retain list. Under contract, McGowan, Guthrie, Nolan, Koike, Sowerby, Hoskins and Appere and Pinnock, of course. Offering a new deal, I'm offering one to Maxted, Roberts, Horsfall, Mills and McWilliams. I'm releasing Harriman, Nelson, Pollock, Rose and Ashley-Seal. I'm putting Lewis and Kabamba on the transfer list, and obviously Tyler McGlaw, Labala, Zimba, Kanu and Epia are all at the end of their loan spells. there we have it. That's my 2021-2022 retain list for the Cobblers squad. Let me know what you think of it below. Would you do anything differently? Let me know in the comments. Make sure to drop a like on the video if you've enjoyed it as well. I'm going to be reacting to my League 2 predictions as well very, very shortly. There are some absolute howlers in there, so make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss that one. But thank you very much for watching. Make sure to hit a like on the video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I'll see you all later. Bye-bye.